Who are some of your favorite grifters non-Cinephobe edition?
Sussman.
Is that beyond a grift?
I mean, it is quintessential grift. How is it beyond a grift?
Yeah. Oh, you mean beyond Cinephobe? Is that what you meant?
No, I mean, like one of the things that went into determining this list or like trying to figure out this list is, you know, there's something small time about a grift.
Not necessarily.
Ooh,
I don't know if I agree with that.
Not necessarily, but definitionally it is.
Or definitionally.
I've got some decent sized grifters in here.
Yeah. I got
Good
one.
size.
My number one is a massive grifter.
Good size.
Massive,
Interesting.
massive.
Okay, that might change. I put someone number one because I thought we were all going to have the same number one, but I can put my real number one there because I was going to change it after, but I didn't want to upset.
So you were going to grift all of us by,
of course,
not putting your real number one.
Yeah.
I just revealed it. Zach Harper is my number one gifter.
Sussman's like the grifter, at least.
That's
Trump,
because
not my favorite, but in terms of biggest, like,
hold on, scale. I don't know.
Versus
I feel like
Sussman?
Trump. I think. Let me put it this way: Sussman is about opportunity, right? It's about at bats. You give him a Trump level of at bats.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not terrorists, right? You give him a Trump level at bats. I think Sussman outdoes Trump.
Yeah, for sure.
Am I right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, if you gave him the world, he would take the sun.
Most grifts per 48 minutes.
Oh my God. His
grifts per 100 possessions is off the charts.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like grifts in like other movies. Well, I mean, all right. If we want to stick to the sports world,
Nathan Fielder a grifter?
I don't know what to think there. Is he grifting? Is he solving?
Well, he's grifting HBO.
Is he? I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
They don't know what they're paying for.
Yeah.
Maybe
there's no way. There's no way there's
it.
line items.
What if they're grifting him?
Items on it.
They're grifting him.
Yeah.
Only if they are making more money off of it, which we don't know.
I don't know. How could you possibly make money off of it?
Favorite grifter in another movie is Paul Newman in The Hustler and or The Color of Money. He's a great grifter.
Yeah.
Great grifter. Yeah.
He's teaching his grifting ways to Tom Cruise.
I'm trying to think of like movies that don't qualify.
That's the problem. I tried to think about it, and literally my brain was like, "No, man, the only movies we watch."
I just gravitate towards that gravitational pull of the Cinephobe universe. Just
Cinephobe pilled.
Can't think of anything. Not a single
David
one.
Kahn?
Every single grifter for sure.
Yeah, big time
For
grifter.
sure.
Well, Tillman Fertitta.
Shut up and grift.
Shut up and grift.
Shut up and grift. Shut up in business. That is, well, for him, that is shut up in businessing. Is the grift of life. Yeah.
James Harden.
Yeah, he's a grifter.
Yeah.
That's a grifter.
He's a foul grifter.
Yeah.
Oh, Doc Rivers.
Big time grifter. Oh my God.
Yeah. Because he's got all the makings, right?
Oh my God.
Like
all the
this
makings of a
charm.
grifter.
All the trimmings.
Yeah. All the trimmings.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Gerard Butler.
Not anymore. Before he was in Cinephobe, we would have to say yes.
Free,
now?
free law-abiding citizen? Absolutely.
Yep.
Post law-abiding citizen? Post Angel has fallen and London has fallen? He's Brando?
I don't know. I'm at a point where all the movies.
Marlon Brando.
Marlon.
He's one of the greatest actors of our generation. Of any generation.
I'm really curious that if we pick one of the ones that, like The Ugly Truth or whatever, will he win us over on that?
I saw it when it came out.
Yeah, I thought he was awful. And now
it was
I'm
so
not so
bad.
sure.
But now, was that because of Heigl? Because she's really bad.
She's bad. She a grifter?
Yeah, big time.
She was. They caught on to her grift.
Yeah. Yeah, they caught on big time.
Shonda Rhimes.
Grifter.
Big time. Yeah. Big time grifter.
Oh, Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry's a grifter. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, name more black people. Who else?
I'm getting uncomfortable.
By the way, before we
Michael B. Jordan.
No.
I've heard Sinners is...
I really want to see
great.
Sinners.
Yeah.
He's great. Yeah. I'm going to see it Saturday.
Lethal Shooter.
Oh, fuck. I blocked him. I blocked him because I got sick of people sending me shit. So now when you send me stuff, it says content unavailable. Yeah, but I can see the notification that Amin sent you something from Lethal Shooter. But so I saw the notification, but then when I go there, it says content unavailable.
Yeah, content is unavailable.
I can't do it anymore. Fuck him.
I think that's the winner then.
He grifted so much that I had to block him.
Yeah,
I block anybody.
If you actually blocked him, then the grift has been so successful. It's permeated.
Who was our guy? Who was the guy that Jade loved? Ollie?
Oh, yeah, Ollie Maroney. That shit
finally ran out, didn't it? Didn't it finally run out?
Did it? I don't know. No, because he works at Cameo. That motherfucker hit me up.
What do you mean works at Cameo?
He's like talent acquisition.
Oh, but that's different than hosting. Like he can have a job.
Yeah.
But not
he doesn't work at Cameo anymore.
Oh, shit.
Formerly Cameo, Big 3.
Where is he at now? He's at Big 3 now?
He's at Open Sea, whatever that is.
Okay.
NC, the largest NFT marketplace grifter.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. And also all NFTs, all crypto grifters.
Yeah.
Hawk to a girl grifter.
Yep. Grifter. Yeah. Paul Brothers grifters.
Yeah.
Grifters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Name up more white people.
Yeah.
Tony Hinchcliffe grifter.
Yeah.
This idea is just straight up bad. That algorithm is busted. It's among the worst ideas I've ever heard. Top 5 easily.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Amin's drunk this evening, y'all, but he's got 5. CT5.
Welcome to Cinephobe Top 5, aka CT5. This is the companion podcast to the top 10 in the nation TV and film review podcast, Cinephobe. Make sure you are checking that out so you get the gist of what we're doing here, which is we go into the universe of Cinephobe and we rank different things. We rank our top 5 different things, different categories, like best vehicles, like plot liftoffs, like best villains, best sidekicks, and best movie titles. But this week, as you probably gathered from the cold open, we're doing grifters. Inspired by Roger Moore in The Quest, we are going to rank our top 5 grifters and 2 outside looking ins, or OLIs. Before we get started, I want to remind everybody this is probably the last time we can remind you. You're in Los Angeles this Saturday. The live show is happening at Slick Studios. Get your tickets now. You still got some tickets available. If you're a Patreon, 25% discount. Go ahead and take advantage of that. We're going to be doing Cinephobe. We'll be doing
Illuminati,
Count the Things, the mailbag, and the very last episode ever of Bomb. So you don't want to miss that. We'll have special guests, all that stuff. Again, get the tickets. Link is in my bio on Instagram, or you can just search CTD Live on Eventbrite.
Yep.
And I believe the tickets will pop up right there. All right, let's get started. Zach, you'll go first. I'll go second. Mayes will go third. Zach, what is your first outside looking in?
Okay, so I never considered this before, but as I was going through the movies and everything, it's kind of popped into my head, and I think it starts to explain. We didn't talk about any of this during the review of this movie, but in the movie Hook, if you think about it, I think the reason that Rufio and Peter Pan have so much anger, or Rufio has so much anger towards Peter Pan, the leader of the Lost Boys is grifting the Lost Boys by making them think that they've got to eat fake food, imaginary food. They've got to live a certain way. They've got to act a certain way. The leader of the Lost Boys, whether it's Rufio or Peter Pan, is an outside looking in grifter. Doesn't matter. And when he thought Peter Pan was back, Rufio thought, "Oh shit, I'm about to get bumped down to Lost Boy, not leader of the Lost Boy, and I got to start eating fake food again."
You got the leader of the Lost Boys actually eating real food.
Yes,
but convincing everyone else we got to
use our imaginations. Food. Yes, leader of the Lost Boy.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one. A little bit in the fantasy realm. My first outside looking in, a little bit more grounded in reality. I'm glad we did that little exercise of who are some real life grifters, because my outside looking in is a guy who's modeled after a real life grifter. It comes from a very specific area, the sports industry, and the specific sport, boxing. And so when you talk about trying to convince people to take a fight, do a fight, when you can't pay them, but you keep promising them cars, and when you are searching feverishly for the next great white hope in order to sell tickets and sell pay-per-views, it's Sultan from Great White Hype.
Yeah.
OLI for me, for sure.
Same. Yeah. I was worried I wouldn't have him high enough, so I was like, all right, he's just going to be OLI there. But oh my God, Sultan he's fantastic. What a grifter. Always quick on his feet, too. Always knew how to kick that can down the road.
I love you. Yep.
Yep. Based on a real life great grifter, Don King.
Yep.
Well, not much of a dancer.
Part of his grift. Why spend energy on dancing when you can grift it away?
Mayes, what is your first
OLI? My first OLI, kind of toeing the line. This is why he doesn't make the list. There's some grift in there. There's also some opportunism in there. So you can't totally rule him out as a grifter, as a bad dude. But it's all in the name. I need money. From How High.
God, that's a good pick. I didn't even think of him.
He will grift if he must. He sells smart girls gone bad videos and holds up a sign that says no change. He tries to steal milk at one point. And he used to be a male stripper, which you can call a grifting profession.
Whoa.
We don't shame the sex workers here, Mace.
Yeah, men can be hosts too.
Excuse me, misogynist.
Men can be hosts too.
You're next OLI.
This is where I thought you were going with this. We talk about an opportunist, but still a grifter and someone who was trying to, find some opportunities to make some money, but also someone who just couldn't keep him from grifting. And I fear that this is too low on the list. And you guys might have him higher, but I had to be true to my list. Eventually, just was too overwhelmed by even his own grifting, to the point that he offed himself. Coughlin's Law, grift everybody.
Oh, man.
Coughlin is a grifting ass grifter, man.
Yeah, he was, man.
But I don't think you can make the top 5 if you kill yourself. You're not an elite grifter.
Well, the jig was up, right? That was what happened.
And if the jig becomes up, you can't be a top 5 grifter.
Yeah, the top 5 grifters, they're always like with Sultan. They find another angle.
You can go out of business, You just can't kill yourself.
Like Ali Maroney, right?
Jesus Christ. Even grifted. He grifted Tom Cruise out of his girlfriend.
Yep.
You know?
He sure did.
Yeah.
My next OLI. A lot of the grifts that we're talking about are financial grifts, right? They're trying to get ahead. But there's emotional grifting too.
Sure.
Sometimes you grift not to gain material access to like goods or finances, whatever, but you're grifting to grift someone's heart, even if it's just temporary.
You're grifting to grift someone's heart?
Yeah. Temporary. Not forever, but just for right now. Especially if you've been traveling the universe lonely, searching for planets for your boss to destroy. You got a surfboard, you're all by yourself, and then you run into Jessica Alba, and she's kind of hot.
Yeah.
And she's going through her own personal stuff, and you pick up on that because, you know, you're a herald. It's the Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four.
OOLI for me. That is, yeah. You know how hot you have to be to intergalactically stop someone in their tracks?
Oh. He was like, you know what?
Hold on a minute.
All types of weird aliens, but you right here, take the
this
cake.
One. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a great pick.
My other OLI covered him pretty extensively in the Worst Parents episode. He is a worse parent than he is a grifter, but it's Kit Culkin.
God, I keep forgetting to put him on lists, man.
Kit Culkin, the
God
gift that
damn
keeps
it.
on giving, or the grift that keeps on grifting.
Yeah,
I gotta just, for the rest of the pages in this notebook. Oh, jeez. I don't know.
You just keep talking.
Yeah, for the rest of the pages of this notebook, and everyone will remember, I've got an analog notebook here. That one day will be worth a lot of money. For the rest of the pages that are left, I have to just write Kit Culkin on every page before we even know what the CT5 is, just in case, because I keep forgetting. All right, my number 5.
He could have been on Crashmore's too.
Absolutely.
You know, he could have found his way in there.
So fucking lootly.
I think using kids as part of a grift.
That's one of the ultimate grifts.
A tried and true tradition in the history of grifting.
Yeah, relax.
Absolutely.
Let's not give away.
Okay. Right.
But yeah, man, Kit Culkin, he's one of the worst people in Cinephobe history.
Oh my God. Horrendous person. Horrendous person.
He fucked his kids' lives up.
Thank God that up came. All right. Yeah, that's a great one. God, I gotta remember Kit Culkin. My number 5. This was we thought this was a measured, calculated grifter who eventually we realized, and it was discovered, was just an untethered, unrelenting, uncheckable, just an absolute menace of a grifter that even was detrimental to himself, his family, and one might describe him as a tiny Italian Godzilla. It's Al Pacino in Two for the Money.
Yeah.
You ran a TV gambling show call-in business? That's grifting, my friend. That is grifting. You went to Gamblers Anonymous meetings to recruit like customers?
I'm gonna put tiny Italian Godzilla in the spreadsheet. Yeah. When you've built a pyramid scheme of grifting,
100%.
when you've got people working in your office / apartment, when your wife may or may not be on the table for a grift,
we don't know. Yeah, we don't know. Incredible.
My number 5. This grift happens when you are so rich and so bored that you create problems that then you are asked to solve. But you do it within the context of a team, even though you are so rich you could just do this yourself. It's Captain Nemo in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Jesus Christ, you guys in this fucking movie. I'm so sick of you guys picking this movie for all these goddamn lists.
Amin hates Captain Nemo.
I'm telling you, when I re-listened to the episode and thought about the movie, I was like, oh, it was him all along. How did we not see it?
I don't remember any of this movie other than there's a submarine under a city at one point.
Venice, yep. Rewatching. Coming soon.
Oh my God!
A massive submarine, not like a submersible.
Yeah. No,
like a submarine where you can walk
yeah.
around, and I got quarters and shit like that. Yep.
A submarine with 20-foot ceilings so they can house.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Mr. Hyde.
Yeah,
fully transformed.
God.
My number 5. You already mentioned him, Zach. It's Coughlin.
Yeah.
So there's so many layers to this, okay? Flair bartending in itself is a grift.
It's grift. Yes.
Because you're not serving customers.
20 minutes to make a drink.
Nobody needs
lots of superficial, like sleight of hand bullshit.
We don't even know if the drinks are good.
We can assume they're not. Remember all of the names of the different cocktails? This wasn't a good era for mixed drinks. He convinces Brian to drop out of business school because he says, I'm business school. This is a business right here.
I'm the business school, yeah.
My grifting academy.
He convinces him to drop out to work at TGI.
Yeah. Yeah.
To work at TGI Friday.
Take notes, Mitch. Coughlin's Law. Analog style. Mm-hmm. He begs his girlfriend for a bet, as you mentioned. Grift. Yep. He did it for the money. He didn't do it.
$50 bucks. 50.
He didn't do it for the sex. He didn't do it to be right. He did it for the cash. Married Kelly Lynch as a grift.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But the thing to remember is that we're catching Coughlin late in life.
Deep into his career. Yes.
When he's had a lifetime of laws and grifting.
What was this dude doing at 22?
He was a real piece of shit. You would not like to know me back then.
Oh my God.
So even all that, he's still number 5, Coughlin.
He was managing a hula hands.
He was franchising Flanagan's. Number 4. You know, sometimes you don't always start out as grifters, right? Sometimes you have good ideas and honest ideas, but things get away from you. Not me. Things get away from you. and you start having to, cut corners, and you start having to find ways to trim the budget, trim the fat, and just, you're trying to keep your head above water, and you're making things that aren't great, and you're making things that really, I'm trying to figure out what your business model is. It's Canon Studios.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Because as that progresses, good Lord, what were they doing? That had to have been a grift.
The fall off from Over the Top to American Ninja 2.
Oh my God. That was dramatic.
Dramatic. That's good.
Well, they're sacking everybody. Yeah.
They had Over the Top, the American Ninjas. Did they have Masters of the Universe?
I believe they did. Remember, I'll tell you the biggest grift. Remember the teaser video of all the movies that were coming out?
Yes. Where they put people in that weren't going to be in their movies.
Marlon Brando. And I'm like, what?
That's grifting. That's grifting 101.
Yeah, that's a pretty good grift.
Yeah.
Well, my number 4. Zach, you said the word honest, and me and Mayes both started chittering because I thought you were talking about a guy who didn't lie, and he just didn't say certain things. Don't you dare. These are all the hallmarks. This is the hallmarks of a grifter. It's Thomas Carter from The Honest Thief.
Thomas James Dolan.
Thomas James Dolan. I don't know Thomas Carter. No, it's Thomas James Dolan.
Oh, my bad.
It's the owner of the Knicks.
Yeah. No, come on, man. What did he grift? Well, all right.
He grifted us.
The hell he did. He won my heart.
He grifted us by saying that he was honest.
He is honest.
The biggest grift of all.
He sort of admitted to everything.
Sort of did.
Yeah.
Right. My number 4. All right, this grifter had to get moved down. I had to reassess what my list was all about.
Mm-hmm.
So bumped down to number 4, but very easily, I'm squinting and looking at this a little differently, could be number 1. Because of the volume, defrauded 300 plus college students and parents.
Yeah.
With this Travis Sham mockery, Fire Festival University. It's Bartleby Gaines from Accepted.
OOLI for me, because I knew it wasn't going to be high enough. Yeah.
Because then when he finally gets caught, his big statement is,
so much money.
I don't give a shit. Who cares about your approval? That's what he tells the people.
I do it again.
And then they give him a slap on the wrist and he walks away clean with 300 grand or whatever.
That's how you just start a grifting empire.
Yeah.
You got away with it?
Oh, yeah.
Now he's endorsed. Now he's backdoored his way into being a university.
And he was grifting from like way back.
He was grifting.
He's giving exposition on like grifts
his parents.
Yeah, grifted his parents. He was grifting like, was he making like IDs? He was grifting all kinds of shit.
Yep.
Future criminal.
Yeah. Current criminal.
Current criminal.
White collar crime.
Current and future. All right, number 3. Amin, I'm not the only, like, you're not the only one who picked a non-money grifter. Okay. I have someone who was a relationship grifter. You had the Silver Surfer, right? Who grifted, what did you say? You grifted
the heart of the invisible woman.
Yeah. Similar. I guess you could say also grifted the heart of a woman. Grifted the relationship, grifted this woman thinking she had a future. You know what? Grifted the same woman. It's Mr. Fantastic making her think that he was going to marry her.
I knew it.
I thought we were going the same one. When you started talking about, I was like, fuck, we're the same one. And then you said the guy, I was like, oh, thank God. Mr. Fantastic. Yeah. Relationship grifter.
It's
Absolutely.
one of the CT5 Cinephobe theories.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. That dude did not want to get married. I'm telling you.
Like, no point. That is a central thematic plot point of this movie. And for other people, they're like, what are you talking about?
You're right.
My number 3, sometimes you grift relationships. Sometimes you grift for money. Sometimes you grift because it's survival. You got to make sure that everybody believes your grift. Otherwise, that might be your ass. It's easy, though, to get one over when your grift is centered around doing something that nobody else can do. I can convince everyone I'm the only one who can do this. Then they'll never think twice of like poking holes or trying to figure out, wait, what is it exactly you do? Because you don't know. It probably mystifies you, right? The only risk is if I run into someone who actually does this, and then they can call me out as a fraud, and then the grift is over. But as luck would have it, the guy that I run into who does this is running the same grift. It's the wizards from Conan the Destroyer.
I forgot about that. God damn, that's a good pick. Yeah. Yeah. Because they're both doing, when they get into that whole like,
he's running this whole shit. And I'm like, oh shit, you about to find out now. They got a real wizard over there. And that guy's doing the A Million Ways to Die in the West. Like, just let's fight over here in the corner.
Yeah. It's the Spider-Man meme of grifting.
Yeah. Because they're like, the wizards are going to fight. And they're like, yeah, man. And they can tell, he's like, we're both good. Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, we'll just do this. Yeah. Oh, his magic's fighting my magic. Yeah. Oh, wow. We have the same power of magic.
All right. My number 3. This is where I really honed in on the schemes are small. Part of the grift is that you don't have the means to work big, so you have to grind out a ton of little grifts to build a career. And this character has been grifting from day one. started when he seduced a nun to escape the orphanage where he grew up. He makes a living stealing cars, selling them for parts. He has affairs. He uses his girlfriend's money. It's Vincent Benedict from Twins.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it's Danny DeVito, so he looks like a fucking grifter.
Yeah.
His office
for me. Yeah.
said sports agent, artist representative, import, export, automobile sales, rental, leasing, and wholesale patio furniture. That is a goulash
Wholesale patio
of grifts.
furniture.
5 for 5 on the grift.
Anyone who says they're an import export grifter and criminal.
Art Vandelay.
Yeah, Art Vandal.
These days, his op-ed would say entrepreneur. And that'd be his grift.
Yeah.
It would be a little more concise, but he's constantly looking for an angle to grift. He even
100%.
grifts $1 million when he does the right thing and returns the money.
Number 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I've swapped it. This was my number 1 because I thought we were going a certain way. Maybe we all have the same number 2 now.
Yep.
This man can lie. He's a CT5 liar.
Mm.
This man can pivot. This man is quick on his feet. He just knows how to ease the tension in a situation. He's got a plan for everything, even though the plan never actually means anything or has no plan at the same time. He's good in a Zeppelin. It's Lord Dobbs. This guy. The Quest.
We were just talking about you. You ran into him in the hallway.
That's so funny. That part is so funny.
Lord
Dobbs,
he seems to chain reaction grifts into one another.
Yeah.
If he gets busted in a grift, he immediately pivots to the next part of the grift.
To the next grift, yeah.
It's like trying to tackle Barry Sanders.
Absolutely. Good luck. Like he just knows how to wiggle away. Even like the guy who was in Thailand who just knew how to he knew there's something else. There's always something else. And it wasn't even really mad at him for it. It was more just like exasperated. Yep. It was like a here we go again. Like
just one of them days.
Just one of them days with Lord Dobbs.
My number 2. Sometimes you grift for money. Sometimes you grift for relationships. Sometimes you grift for survival. I've had examples of all of these, right? Sometimes you have to grift for all 3, right? Because you were in prison, you got out of prison, and you're trying to grift for a job to get some money, but then they think you're someone else. So then you grift for a girl because she thinks you're that other someone else, and you're like, yeah, let me do this.
Yeah.
Yep. It's Ben Affleck in Reindeer Games.
That is a great one. He griffed that whole fucking movie.
He came up with a heist that didn't exist.
Yeah.
He grifted a heist out of nowhere.
I mean, the whole beginning of the movie is like such a grift because it
starts with the pen pal.
Yeah.
He's trying to bang the pen pal.
Yeah.
So he assumes another identity.
Plus, if you layer in Ben Affleck grifting at that point in his career,
absolutely,
you've got a real situation on your hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I didn't even think of Reindeer Games. That's a good one.
No, I didn't either. That's a good one.
All right, my number 2. I really thought Vincent Benedict was my archetypal grifter.
Yeah.
And then I remembered a character who refers to himself as the schemingest, keenest scam artist, the king of corruption, the duke of deception, a Latin Houdini who will disappear in a flash with your cash.
Damn it.
In the mood to scam simply because I can. It's the pest, Pistario Vargas.
Yeah. I hate that movie so much I just passed over it.
Yeah. That happens to be a lot.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened with Reindeer Games. I don't think about that movie. I memory hold it.
Yeah. Because then if I do think of that movie, I just think of the Coke and Pepsi obsession by Amin. I'm like, all right, I'm out.
What's this obsession?
With Coke and
Pepsi.
Pussy crushing.
You name me another place that has it. You won't find one, though.
in the first 20 minutes of The Pest, he runs 3-card money. He pickpockets people. He does a shell game. He grifts churchgoers. He grifts children for their lunch. He pretends to be blind. He pretends to be Chinese, and he owes $50,000 to the Scottish mob.
This is before or after he does the montage song.
That's the opening part. That's after.
Mike Fuentes can recite word for word.
Jesus where he proclaims how much of a grifter he is.
Zach, you're number one.
All right. This is my true number one, so I'm glad I moved it. I don't have exact numbers on how many victims of the grift there were. I think it's it might be in the hundreds of thousands.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could even extend the reach even more, but this grifted across industries, really, or at least across businesses, in that this grifted the movie industry, grifted actors, grifted producers, directors. It grifted movie reviews. It gave us, I think, our first 0% movie with Gotti. It's Movie Pass, the ultimate grifter. And it's back to grift again.
Like a great grifter. You can't keep a good grifter down.
Yeah, it's back. Movie Pass was buying reviews. It was trying to get people, I think Movie Pass subscribers to pay for Gotti. It was trying to get people into fund Gotti. They were so hard up for money. Probably because all the fucking Pitbull songs they paid for. So it's really one of the craziest grifts that's happened in the movie industry.
I thought Movie Pass lost a bunch of money.
They did.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So the grift was on the seed investors or something like that. Who got grifted the most?
Everybody. Everyone, because they kept trying. They were just grifting. All right, we grifted these people. Well, we got to pay them, so we'll grift. It's a Sussman thing. It's Sussman.
Because also wasn't Movie Pass basically a way for you to grift the movie industry?
I grifted so much. I went to so many movies. I was grifting movie theaters.
So it's like a
you weren't
grifting.
You weren't though.
Skeleton key. It's you could be a grifter. You could be a grifter.
Yes. But it was the ultimate grifting empire.
They were grifting. You were just an instrument of the grift.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
No, but you got a crazy deal out of it.
I was paying $12 or $20 a month or something like that.
For unlimited movies.
Yeah, I was able to go I would go to 4 or 5 movies a month, which in LA, that's $80 to $100. That's a lot of money. So yeah, I was able to help them. I guess I was an accessory to grifting.
Yeah.
As was Modakiel.
Moat Dakiel.
Yeah.
It's $100 a year now, Zach.
Well, I tried to get in. They wouldn't let me. They said I was late, even though they said, "Hey, sign up. We still have spots open." So fuck you, Movie Pass.
$30 a month, you get 3 to 5 movies.
It's not a good deal.
$10 a month, you get 1 to 3 movies. $20 a month, you get 2 to 4 movies.
But now
they're confusing me with math. I think I have to sign up for all of them.
If it's 3, you have to go Tuesday mornings at 8 a.m. Those are the only showings that you can get in.
Yeah, it's I do think there were some weird times for certain movies. But yeah, man, Movie Pass, what a grift. Salute to them. All-time grift situation.
My number one. What Movie Pass? How much did it grift, Zach? Did you estimate?
I think there were, I don't know how many people, but I think there were there might have been 100,000 subscribers or something. I can't remember what it was, but there were a lot of subscribers.
What do you, give me a dollar amount. Roughly, what do you think
Oh man. I mean, over the course of it, millions because Gotti cost what it cost, right? So I don't know, let's say $10 million minimum.
Okay. What if I tell you there's someone who's grifted hundreds of millions of dollars?
That's a lot.
Over That's a lot.
How many
right?
millions?
How many millions indeed? And counting. And still doing it. Using all these hundreds of millions of dollars.
Okay. This was a lie for me.
To spend the absolute minimum on actually making a movie and just hanging out with his friends in exotic locales.
Yep.
It's Adam Sandler, the greatest grifter of them all.
Okay, so I didn't have Adam Sandler. I just had Happy Madison Productions written down. Yeah.
Wow. Back-to-back weeks for the Sandman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Again, I go back to Greg Giraldo. How the fuck are you so popular?
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so no Lord Dobbs on your list. I mean,
shocking to me.
Yeah,
you cleared out. Huh?
I figured you guys would have to take care of it, so I was like, all right,
okay,
let me do my thing.
All right, my number one. You guys know at the end of Lawnmower Man, when the Lawnmower Man gets sucked up into the computer and he's everywhere and all the phones start ringing at once because he's assimilated into the final form of pure,
he's just technology
unrestricted
now, right?
power.
Yeah.
That's what happened with young Frank, with real Frank Dukes, with grifting. He became such a grift that his entire life is grifting. Every word that comes out of his mouth is a grift. Everything that he's ever done is a grift. He lies about everything for profit. He spun a web of lies so tremendous in an era before fact checking that he built a legend. They made a movie about him with his records.
Two, kind of.
I saw, they definitely made two movies. I saw this, there's a Instagram video of these guys discussing if you had to play one-on-one basketball against everyone on the planet, how far would you go? And the math comes out to be, it would be 33 rounds to get to the final game, right?
Okay.
And so the first thing I thought about was Frank Dukes.
What was it, like 57-0
or something
57
like that?
Yeah. Incredible.
He sold the story for profit, and when people questioned him, he sued him.
That's a grifter, man. That's a grifter.
And here's a quote from the book Action Speaks Louder by Eric Lichtenfeld. When his exploits are questioned, Dukes counters by, quote, actually exploiting his lack of substantiating evidence and spinning it into even wilder stories. He pivots off of someone questioning his lies to extend the lie, just like Dobbs.
Yeah.
Dukes says that the reason he no longer has the sword he was presented with at the Kumite is because he sold it in a failed attempt to buy the freedom of a boat of orphans whom he later rescued from pirates.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. You know what?
You know what?
I had to dodge.
Let's update my list. Frank Dukes number one. Move everyone down one spot. Yeah. Yep. A boat of orphans. A boat.
Save here. Sultan, goodbye.
Of orphans.
Sultan, goodbye.
A boat of orphans. That story is so unbelievable, I believe it.
Well, Zach, he tried. It was a failed attempt because I guess the kidnappers said you could forget about all deal.
And I'll remind you, we just did the quest. The trivia of the quest is he said that an earthquake ate his homework and that he didn't have a side contract because of an earthquake.
A boat of orphans. He tried to sell a sword from the Kumite to help save a boat of orphans?
That's sold the sword.
Libs. That's a Mad Libs.
He sold the sword.
I need to hear this man speak.
They didn't give him the orphans. So then he had to rescue them. But he didn't get the sword back.
Did he rescue the orphans?
Allegedly.
Where are they?
Where? They grifted him. They grifted him for the sword. The
orphans did?
And Billy. And Red.
A boat of orphans. That's the craziest measurement of orphans you can have, is a boat of orphans.
Pirates rolling around with a boat of orphans. Like they think, who's going to pay
Lord
for them?
Dobbs? Was it Lord Dobbs with a boat of orphans?
He's unstoppable, man.
He's watching I need to see him. I need to hear him speak.
There's a video of him being interviewed by like some guy about UFC that I was watching a little bit of yesterday, and he
speak. He doesn't.
He basically claimed that Bloodsport invented.
He's from the Valley.
MMA and UFC.
He lives in Reseda. I mean, he has no accent.
Well, it is the mecca of.
Combat
sports.
Well,
we got to hang out.
It basically sounds like he was running the Cobra Kai dojo. Like he had a valley where he taught.
Dukes
for you.
Mo has a friend that used to like. I mean, you know this. We hung out with him.
Wedding.
Yes, at the wedding. Yes.
Oh, yes. That's right. Yeah.
We've got to hang out with him so we can get access to Frank Dukes. He's still got to be around.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Dog, if we got Frank Dukes coming up as any kind of like guest.
My God, numbers. The numbers we do. Mayes, can you recap the top fives?
But
out of love, though.
I will in 1 second after I tell you that he claimed his fight record was 329-0.
I believe him. Man rescued a boat of orphans. A boat.
Zach's top five. Tiny Italian Godzilla got bumped out to OLI. Canon Films.
No. What? Oh, yes. Yeah.
Canon Films, Mr. Fantastic, Lord Dobbs, Movie Pass, and Frank Dukes.
Will you put Frank Dukes because of a boat of orphans? Sorry to do extra work there, but that's the reason.
Amin's top five: Thomas James Dolan from Honest Thief, The Wizards from Conan the Destroyer, Ben Affleck as Rudy Duncan in Reindeer Games, Adam Sandler, and Frank Dukes. My top five: Doug Coughlin, Bartleby Gaines from Accepted, Vincent Benedict from Twins, Pastario Vargas from The Pest, and Frank Dukes.
Cutting room floor.
Frank Cadillac from Next. If you're a Vegas performer, you're a grifter. Yeah. He's a magician in Vegas. Grifter. Absolutely.
Petty thief Chris Dubois. I mean, it's in his goddamn name.
Be careful. Come on,
Petty
man.
thief. That's literally a grifter. That's what grifters do. They thief
he was constantly saving orphans.
Yeah.
For himself.
Oh.
Styles from Teen Wolf 2.
Oh, same note too. Yeah, I had Styles on there.
Playing both sides. Playing both sides. I'm like, oh, how dare you, Todd Howard. This I can't believe this. And also selling merch.
Yep. Kind of, I don't feel great about throwing this guy under the bus as a grifter, but he was kind of a grifter. Like a soft grifter. Motherfucker Jones. Kind of a grifter.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Until he got that Pinkberry money.
Right.
He wanted to go legit, you know?
He did.
Gigli.
I thought he was just the muscle.
He is, but he's, you know, like he kidnapped a
what?
Brother to hold him for ransom.
Am I right, brother?
Am I right, brother?
Fred Claus.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. I didn't think of him. Yeah.
Constant grift. Went to his brother to try to grift him too.
Mr. Belding, Million Ways to Die in the West. Actual snake oil salesman.
Science.
Yeah.
Pretzi.
Same note too. Real hard to keep him off my list.
Right, this one I thought for sure Mayes would have, at least, or one of you two would, but definitely Mayes. Chris Pine and Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah, I thought about it. It was on my OLIs. I thought
just
about
skipped
it.
right over that.
I didn't know what to do with obviously a cult is
That's
a
grifting.
big grift.
Yeah.
But then I was like, is he getting anything? Like, is he getting money out of it? Or is it just his patriarchal indoctrination that he wants? Because then the dudes have to leave to go to work.
Yes, to pay for the thing.
To pay for it.
Okay, so it's like the subscription service or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought about it. I thought about it for sure. And also, I also thought about this. Chris Pine and Christoph Waltz in Horrible Bosses 2.
Yeah.
They're high level grifters.
Is that grift or just good business?
Chris Pine is grifting when he tries to kidnap himself. Christoph Waltz does grift them, but he it's business. Like they're stupid for falling for that whole deal. What deal? What kind of deal?
I've got two characters. I've got two characters from Money Train. Woody Harrelson. He's a cop, but he's a grifter. And then the old lady that dips him. Grifter.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. The guy who got the budget okayed for Jupiter Ascending.
That's kind of that's like towing the line between grifters and Crashmores. Mm-hmm. A little bit of both.
Brendan Fraser, Poison Rose. He's grifting as running that old folks home or whatever the fuck that was.
Fake old folks home.
Yeah.
Don Reddy and his entire crew in the goods.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought for sure someone was going to pick that. They are all grifters.
Yeah.
Jason Sudeikis' character from Hall Pass. If you remember, he's when he's trying to, he runs up on Owen Wilson showing people the house, and he immediately starts trying to sell them insurance. The other Jewish starts doing the l'chaim and all that stuff.
That's right. Yeah. That's a good call.
Always working.
Matthew McConaughey's character in Ghost of Girlfriend's Past. He's a professional photographer. That is grifting, man. That is absolutely grifting.
JP from Angels in the Outfield. Emotional grift.
Which one's JP?
Kid.
Oh, the black kid?
The black kid. Cries every time someone gets adopted and shit.
That's a great call. Holy shit.
Can't ride in a fucking car, but can ride in a bus, but can ride in that car. It's shit.
The helicopter pilot from Dante's Peak.
Oh, fuck.
Great.
Yeah. I just passed right over that movie. God damn.
I think he's savvy, so that's why I didn't include him. It's kind of like Christoph Waltz. He's playing the market. Yeah. He knows what he's doing.
He just knows surge pricing.
I admire him too much to call him a grifter.
Yeah, I think that's disrespectful of him. Tim Curry, Congo.
Yeah,
that's a grifter, man.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a big time grifter.
Yeah. My man Delroy Lindo wants no parts of them, right?
Wants no parts of. That's how he's a legendary grifter. Where Delroy's like, nah,
international.
Man. Yeah,
that's a pretty good one.
Denzel Washington in Carbon Copy. Grisham's old man.
Okay.
Pretending to be uneducated and all that shit.
Yeah. All right. I don't think I could have said that.
Danny McBride in Land of the Lost. Runs that weird gas station.
Oh,
Wants to create a resort. Yeah.
Yeah.
The dad in MVP. You can't live off your kid.
That's not a grift.
That's grifting. No, how did they survive before he became a professional hockey player? By grifting. You're homeless.
I thought they survived by the woman whoring herself out.
What, they paid rent with cocaine?
Yeah, or?
Well, yeah.
Yes, the landlord. All right, last one for me. Where'd it go? Paulie, Rocky 4 and 5. Paulie in general.
He's just a leech. What?
He's grifting rock, man. Talking shit. He's racist.
Yeah. He's racist. That doesn't mean you're a grifter. It just means you're racist.
No, he brings no value.
Oh, he definitely brings no value. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, he's a freeloader.
Oh, well, you know what? To your point, I don't know what his end of the deal was with what he did
saying,
to
what kind of a deal?
Movie. Yeah. He's doing some shit on the side for sure.
Yeah,
right.
man.
Yeah,
he's an enabled grifter.
Remember, he tried to sell Rocky shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right.
Rocky
Yeah.
Oh, has Rocky 5 not come out yet? Oh shit,
comes out this week.
This week,
okay.
Though. Yeah. Yeah. No, he's a grifter. You're right. I got 2 more.
This wasn't like a straight up grift. I feel like probably in other movie or like before this movie, he was a grifter. Paul Cerrone in Anaconda.
Oh,
whatever type of game he's running on the river there.
What about Mateo?
No,
Mateo was an accomplice to grifting.
Yeah, he wanted to become a grifter. He didn't know how. I know this man's a grifter. You guys might fight me on this. Hoagie was absolutely a grifter.
Yeah. Big
Hoagie's
time.
a grifter. Yeah,
it's a good one. This is kind of, it starts out as a grift for sure. Queen Latifah and Bringing Down the House.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Good call.
She grifts her way in, and then she ends up helping him and not having horrible intentions, but the way she gets in the house is a grift.
Grifter with a heart of gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My last one, Amir Shervan, writer and director of Samurai Cop. Absolutely a grift.
No, man, he was an artist.
No, he's an artist.
He had a vision.
The part where he flips out at the guy for getting a haircut.
Yeah.
8 months after they were done filming.
Yeah.
Insane. It's just,
that's a grift, man.
My last one, I was proud of this one when I thought of it. The guy who owns the memorabilia store in the Fanatic.
I thought about that. I absolutely thought about that.
He's charging Moose whatever the fuck he wants for this.
Yeah,
trash.
He's grifting Moose.
Hunter Dunbar touched this jacket. $500. You don't have any money. It's $500.
You think he's doing that to any other customer? You know what he's doing. Make sure you're sending us your CT5 grifters. At tacos at Darth Amin at Corpus at Count the Dings. Drop in the Discord by being a Cinephobe. Count the Dings Patreon member. Patreon.com/Count the Dings. If you do not have your tickets to the live show, this is your last chance. Yep. Saturday, May 3rd, Slick Studios. It's us. It's Hoop Sense.
Yep.
Basketball
Waz,
Illuminati.
Trey.
Waz, Trey,
Madison, Glasses Malone, like the Baron Davis. I'm sure we'll get a lot more other people to pull up. Ian Carmel, perhaps Josiah Johnson.
It's gonna be a banger of a live show. The last episode of Bomb. This is not like some kind of ploy where like, and then Bomb came back in here. No, this is it. Last episode of Bomb. That's it. And you know what? I'm gonna threaten you. We're not gonna release it. This isn't like, I'll just listen to it someday.
Oh, yeah. You got to be there. You got to be there.
Next time we make love, you introduce me to Jade.